The next item is item number 9, application for a certificate of appropriateness in the Borough of Brooklyn, docket number 15-5280, block 1098, lot 66, 409 13th Street in the Park Slope Historic District Extension, part of an American Round Arch style factory complex designed by George W. Kenny and built in 1902. This is an application to alter the rear facade.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Michelle Shabrami of the Preservation Staff. The application before you is 409 13th Street, formerly known as the Ansonia Clock Factory, located between 7th and 8th Avenue in the Park Slope Extension Historic District. The application is for the removal of a window and a door at the rear facade, as well as the surrounding masonry, and the installation of paired sliding doors within the enlarged openings in a clear anodized aluminum. The applicant is also proposing to install light fixtures flanking those openings shown here, and it will be partially visible through the courtyard from 12th Street. This is a zoomed-in shot, and this is regular view. Lisa Mann of Tola Architecture is here to discuss the proposal.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Lisa Mann. I'm from Tola Architecture. Our proposal is to do a bit of work at the rear facade of this existing owner-occupied two-family house. It's fully occupied by the family and mother downstairs, family upstairs. The area that we are affecting is, this is the current condition. You can see just a sliver of the rear facade. This is a series of 7, what's now been converted into 7 row houses. What was formerly part of the factory. You can see the images here of the full row. 3 of them, including the one on the end that we're working in, sustained damage at some time, and they are no longer built of the original masonry. They're now CMU construction with sort of buff-colored stucco finish. So the proposal is, to the extent that we need to do structural work, that the stucco will match the existing stucco that is there today. And we are also, what we've learned by looking at the adjacent structures here is that what we're proposing to do is kind of recreate the width of the opening that preceded this damage and the creation of what we have with the existing CMU.
Is there any reason why the windows and the doors can't line up with each other like they did the original? They're a little bit off, it looks like.
They are a little bit off. There's no proposal. We've not been retained to do any work at this level. These are existing.
No, I know, but you're opening new doors. Why wouldn't you center them on the windows above like they were in the old building?
It actually has to do with maximizing the size of the opening to match as closely as possible here, and the structural element, which is basically aligns with here. So we're trying to match the width, but
Match the width to each other? Sorry.
they're matched to each other. Yes,
Yeah.
they're both approximately 6 feet wide, and we have some structural constraints. So in order to achieve that, there's a main bearing beam that's concealed back in this area, so that intersects our central line.
Did you want to show anything on that work?
So you can't pull that, for instance, that door on the right over a little bit more to the right to line up
The
with the
existing
right?
door on the right.
This one,
Yeah,
this one.
right.
Yeah.
What? That's,
In-
what do you need to match?
In working with our structural engineer to get the new lintel in here that we need, he's got a minimum dimension clearance. We're at an outside corner, and that has set this point.
Okay. Any other question? Yeah, go
I
ahead.
have one other question.
And I don't know about the history of this, but you're not working on the stucco itself, you're just repairing it, right? You're not, it's just
Correct.
kind of odd with the grid. I'm just curious, the gridding on the stucco is very odd in this context.
The gridding, some of the gridding is existing,
Right.
and in those areas, we're basically not been retained to address that. I suspect the owners hope to do this in the future, but it's just not part of our scope at this time.
Okay. Any testimony? Community board let's see, let me just make sure there's so many. Excuse me. Landmarks Committee recommends approval. And that's it, okay?
Quick question.
Joan, yes?
I forgot to ask this. Is all the windows, are they just a silver colory aluminum?
The proposal is, yes,
Does it match all the others, or?
is it clear and aluminum? No, the existing are painted green finish.
Oh, okay.
And why not match?
Yeah, why not?
Our clients have a extreme aversion. They would be willing to consider a painted finish. We would ask if it's color other than the green that was chosen probably when this complex was developed in the 90s would be considered.
No, 90s was also green, was going.
Owners?
Yeah, 90, it definitely was a
Excuse
lot of
me?
The
90s
different
green.
floors are different apartment owners?
This is a two-family, so there's
All
an upper
affordable
duplex
housing has green
and a
windows.
lower simplex.
They're all green except for the middle.
Except the new ones won't be.
The proposal is only on this level and for a clear anodized finish.
So could we just, I know we want to get on with this, but it just, how do you view your little insertion that doesn't relate to anybody else, because I know you're only working on your floor, as appropriate to the character of the building?
I think given that this unit and the two adjacent to it have been so changed over time that they really bear unfortunately, they bear very little relationship to much of the Ansonia. And the fact that we're, as far as visibility from the street, at about 150 feet, that it's a fairly low visibility area, and we're not working with real historic fabric.
Okay. Discussion.
It is true, there isn't, I know this complex quite well. My dogs hang around there too. But this is, it's as if this little section of the Ansonia, they either ran out of money or ran out of inspiration when they got to that point. And because those stucco panels are just what they are, and it is unsightly, but it is also far from the public right away. So you barely see these things. And given all those things, I can approve it. I think the paint issue is an unfortunate one, but I think you also would be in a situation now where you also would have to get the other owner to agree to a repaint with a different color. So,
Of the window?
yeah, of the windows. So I can approve it.
Libby?
Well, I think that the visibility is so minimal. I mean, I can approve the work that's being done, but as far as the color goes, its visibility is quite minimal, but it's really going to look awful. I don't know why you'd want to make that choice, but if you want to make it, you
Fred?
can.
Yeah. Fred?
Yeah, to me, this is all pretty minor, and as was stated, not terribly historic fabric, so I'm okay with it.
I don't see why they shouldn't line them up. Come on, you know, we do plenty of stuff that's not super visible. We're trying to, you know, we decide lots of little things, line it up. There's no structural reason not to line it up. You don't want to paint it green, paint it black. Don't have it to be silver. Come on.
I agree with that. I mean, I know it's been badly treated over the years, blah, blah, but here we are, the sort of stewards of the historic district, and little by little, we can improve things. So line it up, paint it black. I agree with those comments.
Joan, did you?
No, I didn't go
Yeah.
yet. I can support it the way it is
Yeah.
because it is so minor. I just
Okay.
think that,
I guess I can too. Okay, so with that, close the hearing. Motion second. Joan, please, if you would.
In the manner of 409 13th Street, Park Slope Historic District Extension, part of an American round arch style factory complex designed by George Kenny and built circa 1902. Application is to alter the rear facade, noting that the style, scale, materials, and details of the building are among the features that contribute to the special architectural and historic character of the Park Slope Historic District Extension. I recommend approval with modifications, finding that the proposed work will only be partially visible through a gap in the street wall, that the rear of this building is highly altered, therefore the removal of the existing windows and a door at the partially visible rear facade will not eliminate any significant historic fabric, that the configuration and scale of the two proposed paired metal windows will maintain the scale and character of the building, that the overall composition of the proposed rear facade fenestration is symmetrical and is in keeping with the buildings of this age and style in the Park Slope Historic District Extension, that the proposed lighting program will not result in the removal of historic fabric, that the proposed light fixtures will be well integrated with the design of the facade and will not call undue attention to themselves, and that the proposed work will not detract from the special character of the Park Slope Historic District Extension.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay. All right, that's approved. Thank you.